Hey everybody, Pedro and I will be with you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro and I'll be with you in just a minute. This is an audio check, audio check, audio check. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh yeah, everybody getting it started. Pedro and I getting the show started, ladies and gentlemen. Getting all the tech stuff done in the background. Chilling in Florida here on vacation. That's why our schedule's still a little bit crazy. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. Coming to you from the great state of Florida. Let's see if we can get the right one on here. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome. It's April 23rd, 2024. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital Media. We're also glad to be hosting another episode of what? Where's my mic? Knocked it off. Anyway, so glad to be hosting another episode of DYOR Live here from the great state of Florida, as I was saying. I'm on vacation. Pedro Garcia is in the house. Pedro, what's happening?
What's up, guys? How you doing? Hope everybody's doing well. It is a beautiful day where I am at. We've had weeks, if not months, this winter of just grayness. So it's actually nice to have really some consecutive days of just sunshine, beautiful sunshine.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Jesus. Welcome, Chuck Jansen. We don't have the sound effect machine going because I'm still on vacation, ladies and gentlemen. Pedro and I promised you that the schedule would be a little bit haphazard these couple of days, and of course, that is true. I've been spending a lot of much-needed time relaxing with Mrs. Striking, my parents, even the in-laws, all together at once. Kind of a strange way to have a vacation, but as you can see, I've got a tan, and if you can see closer, I've got a blister on my thumb from playing really bad golf. I just played one of the worst rounds of my life. But like a lot of people that get frustrated by golf, even when I play badly, I love it. I love every second of it. I go out and I play. Usually I just play with my mom, and we go hack it around. A long time ago, I was a good golfer. I could play golf well, but I don't play enough anymore, and now I just suck. But anyway, welcome Chuck Jansen into the house. A crypto, Mike. Oh, Canada.
Ooh, Canada.
Sup, y'all, as what Mike says. Hey, that's Pedro's line. Sup, y'all. Dara coming to us from Madrid. Thank you for joining us on this great, spectacular day.
What up, Jesus? How you
Jesus
doing?
in the house.
Jesus in the house. Thank you.
Well, we don't got much time today. It's going to be a short show today. So, Pedro, let's get to the market. The topic of the market today, the thumbnail today, was this week. Up, down, both. There's all types of different parts of the market, and you and I are talking before about not only the crypto market, but the stonk market and the regular market in general. But before we hit that, let's hit the Bitcoin and what's going on in crypto.
Check out BTC. All right, guys. So last time we went on, we were talking about this level here. I was talking about how if I said I was a little bit hesitant to say it would bust through that 100-day period moving average. We're still playing within this zone between, not zone, but range between the 57,000 to 73,000. We're just kind of going in between here. Came down, tap. I was expecting us to even come down to this lower area, that set 57,000 area, but sure enough, I found some support on that 89 period moving average. So now we're looking like we're pushing up here. So again, we came down a little, went back up. Again, we're still in this position here of just consolidation. We'll see if this thing pumps up. Again, we're seeing a kind of drop in volume here. As we've come to the halving here, which is kind of crazy, right? I was expecting to see it kind of push, but it's kind of just chilling.
Yeah, so, nothing really happened. There was a big dud of a week last week for There's lots of excitement in the Bitcoin community. Another 4 years has gone by with great success. We're up 1,000,000%, but the whole market kind of went, nah.
Literally, that's exactly what happened. So that's in a nutshell. My biggest takeaway is this: is that if I think the market is more or less kind of just waiting for somebody or something to kind of push this market. I think that that the traditional markets right now are kind of going sideways. We're going up, we're going down. We're not really a distinctive way right now. So it kind of makes me wonder if people are just kind of seeing what's going on. The last couple of weeks we've had a bit of a sell-off to the 100-period moving average of the S&P on that daily. So it was kind of nice. We hit it almost perfectly on the 100-period moving average on the S&P 500 futures. So for me, when I look at that, I'm like, that's them just pretty much indicating, hey, we're probably going to be pushing up, and we need to see if we do resume this trend. This thing's gonna hit all-time highs again of above 50, 52, 54,000. Now, I've heard economists say that this is a melt up, right? Where by the end, by come November, we could see the market, or a little maybe October, we could see the market crash. But it could get. I heard people talking about getting up to 6,500 to 7,000 on the
Wait,
S
which
and P
market you got a
500.
chart up there that's showing us prices in
This
the
is
500s?
Oh, this is the spider. So basically, just add a zero on it.
Oh,
Right. So here's the S&P 500 as we, the big, as S&P 500. You can sit there and see this. That we bounced off of that 100 period moving average, and now we're continuing up. I typically like to look at the futures just
right.
because I feel like that's just
Because
really
they tell the future. That's why.
because they tell the future,
That's
and
how we roll here.
oh yeah. But the key is like, and this for me on Friday, we had such a big sell off, and I know there was a lot of stuff going on Friday, but this amount of volume here is kind of a crazy amount. I mean, in all reality, and so for myself, I it's you can see how we're seeing a lot of sellers step in, like increasing sell pressure as we keep kind of going down. So I just,
Yeah, that sell volume is a lot there. There's plenty of buy
yeah,
volume, but the sells are massive there.
yeah, this is a big deal for me.
As I
So
alluded to in the body of the show today and the marketing of it, is that uh, Pedro, along with many of his trading friends, have been kicking around a couple of indicators that we talked about last week a little bit in the in a couple of, at least one group, but a couple of groups taking large positions in the interest rate market, kind of betting on interest rates going up, which means the market's going to fall apart. So Pedro and I have been talking behind the scenes. Let me rephrase that. I've been listening. Pedro's been talking about the indicators that we're going to have a correction in the market. Not for sure. It's just one of those things where he gets that feeling. So Pedro, I want you to expand upon that a little bit.
by the way, I want to shout out to Reda Hannah. Finally managed to catch your show. Appreciate having you. Drano, what's up, dude?
Drano, LeBron James in the
Drano.
house.
Shout out to Made by Toast. Good to have you, Toast in the house.
Toast is
Also,
going to Schiller Project. Thank you, Toast, for showing up.
Mayor of Akron Farmer. Good to have you as well. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you for coming and kicking it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go into that because I think, well, one, so we're seeing a lot of fear of
Guys,
gold.
let me know if the lo-fi music is too loud in the background. It's loud in my ear, but it's usually lower for you guys.
Yeah, Rena is from Maine. Good to have you, Rena. Or am I saying that right?
Retta or
Retta?
Rita?
Rita. So when it comes down to this market at large, right? Like I'm always like, you go from large cap, or you go from meta, and then you go down to the micro thought, right? And so your key is to sit there and like I personally believe I've seen so many people call the highs and the lows in the market that I believe you can consistently do that, right? And
Right.
profitable. I literally seen people do it, and they make literally millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars every day, not every day, but yearly trade. And so I've seen it. I've literally seen it, right? And these people, they live in giant houses and they don't have a huge following. Like the coaches that I learned from don't have a huge following. Like they don't advertise. You can't find them. Like I just because I've been in the trading game for such a long time, like to see who the real guys are, and these guys are not advertising. I want to make sure. And so one of the things that really
Hey, Pedro, your mic is kicking out on us a little bit. It's a little dull there.
oh, what about now? Can you hear me now?
There, that's better.
All right, let me put this closer. So I say this with the caveat, like I and many other people really think that the market's really heavy here. It's like just like a couple weeks ago when I was saying, like expect some type of news because, and that was back here, right, in April, early April, right, when we started having the bombings with Iran, which is man, I don't want to say these things because every time I do, like that weekend we see something, right?
Right.
So I and I've only done
No,
it a few times, so we need to go back and find
Pedro
those.
Damas.
I won't say Pedro Damas. No, 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 no. But like I said, and I tell you guys all the time, that Jim Cramer video of him talking about them calling up the news sources, those guys, like, but that's a real thing. And I know, like, for us to sit there and say, no, that's not real, like, I get it. Like, I don't want to believe it too. But when you're talking about billions and billions of dollars, and there have been enough movies made now about this stuff where people will go through and make comments and do things that, well, they're trying to sorry about that, my friend.
Everyone knows when Pedro gets a call.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is we are at a point now where, like, there's so much selling pricing going on right now, and I really feel like as if we don't pay attention here, I don't want our people to get hurt if you're in the market, right? And so if you're a long term holder, right, like me, right, like I'm long term, like I'm 20 years, 15, 20 years where I expect the market, rebound and go back up. And so, like, I would sit there and let's look at some real interesting parallels that could happen. We talked about, remember, last year, right, when Facebook was dropping, right, and we started seeing all that stuff that was happening, and I
Yeah.
said, you know what, expect it to kind of go back up, and these are the price points that we want to sit there and see it hit, right? And so as it happened, let's go and pull up Meta here, right? Meta hit those price points that we talked about, and then look, so we saw it come down to our area, and this is the blue areas. These are gaps. But once we saw it get above here, that 128 mark, I said this is where we want to be bullish, right? Because there's really no resistance until we get up to at least here, and you could guarantee not say guarantee, but you could see where a price point could actually sit at, where you can make some cash, right? And so I said from there we should see it potentially make all-time highs, and that's what we saw, right? In the same sense, we talked about not Apple, but we were what was it Tesla? I forget exactly. We went over a lot of the tech stocks over there because many times we go over it. But with it, like, we saw this sell off happening, we saw a push off. Now, Tesla is just having their, and we also talked about Tesla. So one of the things we talked about, right? And at the time, I believe it was December or earlier than that, when I said I expected the market to come see a sell off, and when it does, I'd expect. Actually, I think it was December. I think it was December-ish when we brought it up, when it was sitting around that 2.4, and I said I expect to see it come back down to the 158 to the 152 area, and potentially down to that 107 to the 101. Now, my hope, if I could see, is coming down to the $50 and $80 mark. We could see that potentially happen, but the reality is this: is these are indications of really the market being weak or strong, what we're seeing, what's happening, right? And we start to see a lot of selling come into these stocks, many times you typically will see people go to cash and they wait. Okay. And you can see here, we're starting to see, and this is a weekly chart, we're starting to see a topping pattern happen here within Meta here. Also look at Nvidia. Why can't I say
Nvidia.
Nvidia? Thank you. You can see we had a bit of a sell-off here with Nvidia, and honestly, you could see Nvidia come all the way down, cut itself by 50% here, and go down to that 478 area. Okay, like, because you see this big old slide right here. It could come back down and test that 50 period moving average here over the next month, 2-3 months here. When we start to see the topping pattern happen. Same thing with Apple. Apple, we're already seeing. We came down to our area here. Now we're cutting down through it, right? Came down, pop, went up, came back down. So I'm expecting us to see now these lower levels start to be tested. We have the 200 period moving average happening with Apple. And the fact is that we're seeing these sell-offs indicates to me that really we're starting to see now the market start to price in it's overvalued, extremely overvalued. And by it coming down, we could see, you want to look to see kind of really, really good stocks and or The reason why I'm bringing these guys up, because we've been kind of following kind of what's happening with the traditional markets with crypto. All right. And so that's why I want to hit this up, because even though it may not look exactly, we really started rallying hard on BTC when we started seeing those guys do some sell-offs, right? Or excuse, not sell-offs, when they started rallying itself at the beginning of the year. So this is where we need to be mindful of this, right? This big push. And if we do start to kind of correlate with them, and I don't really believe in correlation, but you need to understand it, right? It could play off each other, right? Or money transfer from one to another, right? They take out winnings. I always tell you guys, take out your winnings, right? First. And then from there, invest into a project that you think that is your long-term stable contract that you want to sit there and put money into, right? From your winnings. And so that's one of the things I think we're seeing. Now, for myself, when I'm looking at them, one of my biggest things I did bring up, and this was really important, right, was when we had the big futures interest rate, right? At the beginning of the year we talked about this, right? The 30-year yield was putting in higher. I was talking about this. I said, no, man, look, around this period in time, we had a big racetrack up. And once I started seeing us get above this 8-period moving average, you could see we were putting higher highs. I said, this thing's going to keep going higher. Now, I know they're screaming and simply saying, hey, no, we're going to keep interest rates low. But the reality is this, is that the more and more I look at it, the more and more it screams to me. You can see more buyer wicks than seller wicks. So you can sit there and see every time it tries to sell up, people buy it back at a low rate. So for me, I'm expecting interest rates to go higher, maybe potentially back to the 5.178%, right? The 5.1% or 5.2% if we're going to round up, right? So that's that's a 30-year. So when we look at the 10-year, 10-year looks pretty much the same thing, right? You can see here how we hit a gap area, which is sitting right here for me. And then we saw a sell-off, but look, we came back down, found our supply, or found our demand, and now we're putting back up here. So this should go by the way of the dodo and pretty much be extinguished. So when I'm sitting there, I'm expecting interest rates on the 10-year to push up even past the 5.10. I mean the 5%, and potentially get to that 5.20, 5.40-ish area.
Right.
This is nuts, and I know people don't want to hear this, but if we see these type of movements happening, this is going to put a big constraint on money inflow into the market and money inflow into crypto. So this is why I sit there, I'm like, and it doesn't help that somebody went out of the way. Now, granted, and I acknowledge this, that somebody put a giant buy order into the futures for the I believe it was the 10-year is where they put it in, either 10-year or 2-year. But either way, it was so big that it was the biggest that anybody had ever put a buy in. It was the biggest anybody had ever.
Any
So
idea what kind of dollar volume that is? Like, is that like a
$1
billion bet? 20
Well,
billion?
here's the thing, right? Like, they're, first of all, they're not allowed to. So the fact that got in was kind of weird, right? Institutions are held by because speculators, like these are real, like, commodities, right? Like, you're talking about gold, you're talking about silver, crude oil. You're not allowed to put that amount in. So when they really do start to put in that amount and they're speculating on it, what happens is there's a thing called margin requirements that hold something overnight, and also the trading. It's a margin trading, right? Trading, and what that does is that keeps speculators from really pushing the market up. Like, when we consider silver was actually pushed up because a big speculator back in 2010-ish area, 2008 to 2000.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like, it's because
they got hammered.
Oh yeah, bro. But what happened was, this came in because of speculators. Speculators started putting in, and then big speculators started putting. I mean, they made billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, because the movement in silver is really, really big. It's it's like 25 cents a tick. All right, or excuse me, $25 a tick. And so from here to here, and you can see the volume coming in from here. There was a lot of volume stepping in. So all that to sit there and say there are rules and regulations that they can't. So when somebody steps in, is able to get such a large volume within the Chicago Mercantile. Now, I don't know how much, but I know that it was hundreds of millions of dollars that they were able to buy in on that institution. Now, I want to put this in as well. It could be that that position was put in as a cover, right, for a short. We don't know that. Only the
that's a good point. They could have gotten hammered somewhere else and had to get out of a position.
Yeah, exactly, right? So they had to buy in, and all we're seeing is them exiting, right? Only the institutions know that, right?
Right.
Or no, not the institutions, but the exchanges know that. So this is something that's really, really interesting as I look at that. And so for me, so when I look at the 2-year, like the 2-year, we're almost at all-time highs again. Like when I look at this, it's like, dude, this is consolidating here. And it's not really, like, again, I'm seeing more buyer wicks than seller wicks, right? Every time we come. So there's people that are buying. Like there are buyers. Every time it sells off, people buy interest.
This is the yield, not
Yes.
the price of the bonds, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so just to remind the audience, when the yield is going up, that the interest rate on the bonds is going up, it's generally not a good thing, because it means that the Fed is going to be fighting.
It costs more money to borrow money. So you have a house, right? If you have an interest rate of 1% versus 5%, which one are you going to go for? Right? You want the 1%, right? Because you want it. It's the cost of borrowing money, right?
Man, I hate this temporary studio. I can't point well. I love to be able to point to the screen. Anyway, but if you look where it previously was high in September and through November, here on Pedro's chart, you remember that's when inflation was. People were truly freaking out about it, and the government took a lot of effort to bring inflation down. And they did, and they brought inflation down and lowered the rates, and everyone started getting happy. But it's apparent the government, well, at least the United States government, didn't have it under control. Right. They didn't do enough to get inflation under control. And so the market is reacting negatively by saying, hey, we don't believe you, Mr. Powell, that you got everything under control. We are going to push the rates of the bonds, and you guys are going to need to pay us more to borrow your money.
That's exactly.
Or to give you money to or whatever, you know what I mean. We're going to make you pay us more, and that's not a good sign. And if you follow the Fed, it kind of goes it's incongruous what they've been saying. They're like, oh no, inflation under control, election year, everything's going to be roses and rosy smelled farts, and so, but this single chart will tell you don't have to be an expert. We're trying to teach you to do things. And Pedro goes out of his way to teach you something new all the time. You don't have to be an expert in a million things. You can look at the this is the 2-year bond.
2-year, 5. Look,
2-year bond chart, and it's going up.
Yield. Yeah, like this is just, look, higher highs, higher lows. Like when I saw the huge sell-off at the beginning of the year, I go, okay, this could be a good sign. The only problem is that this sell-off, right? And I brought this, was it the monthly, I think? Yeah, it was the monthly. Here we are. We were coming to the 20-period moving average, and I said, we don't want to have a big sell-off all at once. We want to see it lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, kind of like we're seeing this, a steady drop down. But this drop dramatically is not a good thing, because that means that people are a speculation. It's not based off a real movement. Okay, this right here, this isn't real speculation. This is people saying, okay, we're looking at the economy. Okay, it rallies, it drops. This is real. Like, these are people that are really, this is not really speculating. This might be a little speculation because we're seeing inflation. Now, this is over the last month here, right? Whereas the Fed keeps coming out and saying, oh, we've got inflation under control. Yeah, when we go to the grocery store, it's lying to us. Like, they're lying. When we go to buy a car, it's more money. When we go to buy houses, it's more money.
Right.
And so, like, even, and this is the other part, like, we go to the, and this isn't a bad thing.
Jason Spurgis, thanks for joining the show. Another awesome show. It's a vacation show. It's a little short. As they say, Pedro and I are broadcasting haphazardly because I take a lot of time off in April because it's my anniversary month and I have to take time off. But we still got to make some money, so we have a short schedule and that type of stuff. But we're glad you joined us. But Pedro and I are getting some market indicators out of the way for you guys to understand here.
Yeah, a lot of people made a lot of money. And listen, I'm not telling you to buy cards. It's not what I'm saying.
Don't buy depreciating assets. Don't do it. Don't do those things.
Listen, but what I'm saying though is, again, this is not financial advice. It's all for education and social entertainment purposes only. But in the same sense, I want to bring this up because these movements here in the market are pretty big indicators for me. Right. All right. What's actually happening in the market? You want to look at the 30-year, the 10-year, and the 2-year. Okay. Your 5-year is typically interest rates based off of car rates. Like most cars are about 5-year loans. So
I just told people don't buy cars. Jesus actually owns a used car lot.
Oh, stop. Well, used car lots are totally different.
Right. That's different. It's different than wasting your money on a new car.
Yeah, new cars, as soon as you drive it off the lot.
Ka-ching! Welcome to the house. Ka-ching!
What up, brother?
Ka-ching! God, my camera's freezing. Why is my camera? I have
but
my vacation set up.
One of the things I want to bring up is like new cars, as soon as you drive it off literally the lot, it cuts itself by half or a quarter, right? It's like something crazy. So for me, I'm a huge proponent and buying used cars. Buy ones that are like, 2 years, 3 years. Preferably, I'm a 10-year guy. Like, get a Toyota. I do. I mean, if you look at what's his name, our good old friend Warren Buffett, right? He always comes by the show here and hollers.
Right. Yes. We just had him on the other day when none of you were watching.
Yeah. He still drives his, a van, like a beat up van. And I always crack up. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and share button. That always helps us out dramatically. But when it comes down to this is where, like, just for me, I'm looking at this going, the market is scary right now, right? We are starting to push up. So for me, I hope that we're wrong. I've heard many economists say that we could have the market at the end of the year being about literally 6,500, which is around, how about right here, or even 7,000. That's nuts. But quick question, when was the movie Fifth Element? When was the Fifth Element
that was
created?
30 years ago.
Okay, so the Fifth Element, I remember sitting there listening to it, and I remember when I was a kid, it talked about, and the Dow Jones, the S&P 500 is sitting at 10,000, and the Dow Jones is at like 50,000, right? and dude, I'm like, dude, we're inching closer. I mean, dude, I'm like, wow, dude, like.
Welcome, Bruno from World of Rewards. Thanks for joining us. Our sponsor is joining us. We'll have World of Rewards sponsor bid up here in a bit.
But I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, that's just sitting like right here, like 10,000. I mean, one day it might be at 10,000. I mean, like legit, dude, that'd be crazy. The swing. So typically the trading swings as the market moves up is 1%. Okay. 1% of the market move is typically a day trading swing, 1% up, 1% down. And it does that quite often. And then typically if you see a big push, you might have a 2-day or 2.5 day trading day. Dude, if the market gets to 10,000, your trading range would be that'd be 100 points. No. Yes, 100 points, bro. On the S&P 500 futures, 100 points. That is nuts when I think about, like, and we could see probably in the next, in all reality, right? If the market, they always say 12% the market yields, right? But every 7 years. But let's say 14 years, it takes the market 14 years to double. Okay, maybe 15 years. I mean, since 2000, if we look at...
Sorry, it dropped off there for a second. I'm trying to fix my...
All right, so 2008, since 2024, we'll go 2009. 2009, what is that? 10, 10, 15, 14 years. So in 14 years, since 2009, the market has gone from 700-ish, 700, or we'll say 800, to literally 5,000. Okay, that's 5,000. So we're talking that's almost a 6x in 14, 15 years. Okay, that's crazy. If this doubles, just doubles in the next 14 years, I'm not talking about a 5x. I'm talking about just a simple 4x or 1x. That would be 10,000 points. 10,000
Crazy,
S&P
Pedro.
500.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I want to loop you back to where you started this segment
Yeah,
of,
sorry about that.
and if you could bring that that Facebook chart back up, Meta. For those of you joining us, we're having and welcome Royal Q all the way from Zimbabwe. We're having a little vacation. I'm on vacation, so we're having a short show here. We're hitting a couple of the financial indicators, talking about kind of what's going on this week. One of the things we wanted to point out is we're very heavy obviously in crypto, talking about everything here because we love crypto. We're degens and we're also trying to make 10x and all that stuff. Where do you guys want to make 4x or 5x?
Yeah, I mean that's a
Where do you want to do that? Did you ever in your wildest dreams think I'm going to make 4x on Facebook?
right.
Look at this. When it was down over here, it was down to 83. And now it's got up as high as 531. That's 6x on Facebook. Obviously, you would be lucky to get that exactly right. But who in their right mind?
We would have though, because me and you were still doing the show and we talked about this.
We did talk about that. We would have hit that trade. Well, of course I would have. I would have known to do that just by myself. I didn't need my mentor here and telling me anything at all. But anyway, we would have made 6x. Actually, we would not have. We would have sold it out at like 226 or something like that. But still, no. And what was the other ones we were talking about? Facebook,
Facebook,
Amazon,
Amazon, right?
All those in the past year went batshit crazy, and all you had to do was buy them and hold them. And so we talk. One of the things that we talk about on the show a lot is obviously making 10x's and 20x's on things like that. But when you pull your money out of crypto to diversify, you got to find other places for it. So make sure to tune back in to Pedro and I to talk about that, because we were talking about these things back when they were much lower.
Now let's talk about this also real quick. Like, look, like Tesla, we're seeing a sell-off in Tesla. We talked about Tesla coming down to these lower levels of the 150 when it's sitting at like the 200, 250 mark. And you can go back and look in, December of last year when we started really doing this, and you could sit there and see that we started talking about things at these lower levels. Now again, this is for educational and social entertainment purposes only, but enough to know where it's like, hey,
Salama.
it's one of those things that we're starting to push it. Now personally, I'm starting to become bullish. This is my area. Like I've talked about 150 to about 170 area, or excuse me, 150 to 107 ish area. I like this area personally, right? Because I feel like these are the areas where we could see price come down. It just hit a huge liquidity pool right here. So we're starting to push up again. But potentially we could see Tesla come down to the 107 to the 101 area. Okay, so this area, and then once it kicks back up again, we very much could see price easily go back up to the 336 area, potentially all the way back up to its highs of the 414, if not extend, right? So it's one of those things that I always
Hey, Seuss, you're in the car business. Now we'll talk about car business here a little bit, and along with crypto and Tesla, all in one segment here. One of the reasons why Pedro and I are talking about Tesla is, first, he follows Tesla a lot. It's one of the most widely traded stocks. 2 days ago, or I don't know when it was, maybe Friday or early this morning, Kathy Wood of ARK Investment, who has been timing the market correct on almost everything, bought $145 million or 145 million shares or whatever it is, some massive amount of money of Tesla the other day. And I guess that, you know what, it was she bought it at $145, and she makes good decisions. And we've talked about her trading strategy a lot here, and how we always look back when she sells, and the community reports it because they track her accounts the best they can. That she makes 2, 3, 4, 5x on all of her just regular investments, not just Bitcoin. I mean, she 5x Coinbase. Well, that's kind of a crypto play, but still, it's a stonk. So I would not count Tesla out for pumping, because she may know something we don't. She may know that there's a Model 2 launching or a Model 1, and everyone and their brother is going to send Tesla $300 or $3,000 as a deposit again, and they'll be flush with cash. Or
she knows that maybe their robot model is about to come out and kick everybody in the face, and then all of a sudden, because now she, like we all saw the Boston Dynamic, so we don't know. You don't know, like, and all of a sudden he brings that company into Tesla, and now we all got maids that are doing our chores,
right,
on a daily basis.
Yeah, Dara, I think Dara might be behind a few minutes here. He says anything Jim Cramer touches turns to crap, and he talks about it on the air. But you guys have to be careful about not giving advice. What a world! Well, I have to imagine that Jim Cramer still has his Series 7 or Series 11, and all that type of stuff.
I used to have that. I'm glad I don't.
Tamuno, thank you for joining us. World of Rewards. We'll be getting to that here in just a minute. Pedro, I do have to do a sponsor segment real quick. In fact, let's just do that right now. Pedro, how much time you got left for you got to run here today?
You can do another 15 minutes.
All right. Give me 5 minutes to talk about our sponsors here real quick. And I'm going to drop you into the background to make this easy on me. And I forgot to share my screen. Thomas, this is what we call blowing the transition into the sponsor segment. Anyway, I do want to talk about World of Rewards again. Let me bring them up here. Let's see if we can do that properly. Look at that. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me put myself over on this side of the screen here for this one. I'm going to pull Pedro off so I don't have your box up there. No, you know what? This works better over on this side. Sorry, it's my remote screen for vacation. Don't have it all put together here. Let's turn the Tesla off and turn War on. War? There we go. And of course, let's get our sponsor segment up here, or sponsor bar up. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. World of Rewards segment here, or the sponsor segment powered by World of Rewards. Bruno over at World of Rewards is running a good project. He's one of the show's sponsors. I call him our token sponsor. Has a good project going along here. And one of the things that they do is if you I'll just use the word acquire and hold the World of Rewards token, you get rewards in a bunch of different tokens of your choice, and other tokens that want exposure to new people and new holders. What they do is they participate from a token perspective and allow their token to be given back in rewards. And this gets them new holders and new eyeballs on their projects. And it's worked. I've joined a couple of the pools, and I've ended up buying the projects that I joined. And so in the last time we did this, I showed you that on each of the projects I had earned for the small bag that I have, I had earned almost $12 in each project. I had earned like about $36 in just 1 week of holding. And I invested in these other ones. And one of them, I did a 1x, or made 100% on my small little investment on. So today we're going to take a minute to talk about how to join it and what that happens. As you can see in the upper corner, the corner across from me here, it says join the pool. And so, you know what, before we do that, we're going to go back to the home screen and show you all the pools. all the different pools here. We've got Baby BNB Miner. That's, Bruno, I don't know what the percentages mean here. We've got the World of Rewards. You can get World of Rewards. That's the thing. Sexy 69, a Baby Bull Run, Shell Token, CIH, Cat in Hat. I don't know what that is. Coffee Urium, Safe Degens, DPS Mafia Token, and Stag. But the pools that are active right now, Baby BNB Miner. Let's go ahead and join this pool, and I'll show you how you do that. I just click on it. Over here in the right above my head here. Actually, I'm going to move myself now so we can see this. We can do join the pool. Your MetaMask shows up. You confirm that you join it. I didn't check to make sure I had gas here. All right. So here, look at this. It says right over here. It says your unclaimed rewards. Already, you can see I'm accumulating rewards here. I've already earned four of the tokens for Baby BNB Miner, and I've earned 200 thousandths of a cent. But I tell you what, after a week of holding it, it adds up fast. So that's how you do that. You join the pool and you get rewards. And now what's going to happen? I was like, I better check out the Baby BNB Miner community. And what happens then? You FOMO into it. And I might add that if you look at the war chart here from a technical perspective here, nice little flag is forming on the 1 hour chart. Look for a breakout to the upside there. As Crypto Lifer says, 68% of the time it does that. Also, Bruno wanted me to mention, let's see, there's a couple of projects going on here. Buying contests we have active in the community. Just all you have to do is buy just a little bit, buy 0.01 and compete for $500, buy 0.01 percentage and compete for $500 in war tokens. Bruno, if I said that wrong, let me know. But there's 3 chances to win right now. I'd show them on my screen, but vacation set up. I don't have it all linked together. Ticket contests, buy 0.01 and get a ticket to compete for the prize of $500 in war tokens. And note, YouTube, this is not a contest hosted by DYOR Media. It's an independent group that I'm merely talking about. They give a link to the contest. You can find all this information in their Telegram room. Go to their website, which is at the bottom right here, worldofrewards.finance. They also have biggest buy contest, 0.3 BNB prize. Jackpot, buy 0.01% and spin the wheel to win the total amount of tokens in the jackpot. Remember, winner of the token contest and highest purchases contest, you need to keep your tokens for 24 hours after the contest ends. So no cheating out of there. If you sell, you will lose your prize. So World of Rewards got a lot going on. So thanks to everyone for World of Rewards for showing up, listening to me ramble on here. Let's see, Amus. Let's just go through a couple of the comments here. Timuno says, "Whoa!" I think. Oh, got the typo. It's not whoa. Umuno says, "Join for the jackpot ticket. Buy DAP rewards. Biggest buy competition." What else we got here? Timuno saying war is full of rewards. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the rewards segment here. And also, I have to always mention our other partner, the Dojo Lounge. We haven't had one in a week or so, or 2 weeks or so, but we have the periodic segment here from the DeFi Dojo Lounge. If you need an AMA or you need your project to be KYC'd by Assure DeFi, go see in the comments below. There's a link to JBee over at the DeFi Dojo, and she can put together a package of AMAs across Telegram, X Spaces, and even on this show to get your project out to the masses, and along with a discount on KYC. Anyway, that's that. Pedro, I'm going to bring you back up the show here in a few minutes. Of course, always our show producer, Audit Chain, and their Patchouli.ai product coming out right now. They're ripping through their software release licenses, and that's going to be getting going soon after that all those licenses get up and running. But Pedro, I thought I could hear you, but I cannot.
Hello, can you hear me?
There you go. There's Pedro back in the house.
What's up, guys? All right. But, you bring something up really interesting. those world of rewards, like I remember when ETH, or excuse me, I wasn't around when ETH. I heard about ETH. I actually saw, I forget the guy. Remember the android humanoid Sophia? Like
The
remember,
movie?
no, no, not Sophia. The movie, the and like the humanoid android, or like
God, I've
the
watched so many on
no, no,
late
no.
night
It
Tubi
was
and stuff.
no. This isn't a movie. This is a real entity in life. Remember, Will Smith was like, there was that whole entire thing between her and Will Smith. They were like, he was flirting with her. It was a little, anyways. It doesn't matter. The reason why I bring her up is she was the creation of the scientist guy, right? Who was running her off of the Ethereum network originally, right? It's actually going through and people were actually coding for her and stuff like that on it. And they were paying ETH and stuff like that. And so I remember him saying when ETH first started, like, oh, y'all need to go through and go in. What's up, Don boy? Good to have you, man. Glad you came back by. Um, Vincent Don boy.
Vincent coming to us from Nigeria. Thanks for joining the show, Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent. So the reason why I say this is, and this is like really important. Like I remember when ETH was at small amount, and when you first got ETH, any other coin that would jump on, you would actually go through and they would give you coin, right? And so I had friends of mine who literally just became millionaires off the coins that they got from ETH, let alone ETH.
Crazy.
Yeah, I literally, a friend of mine got in literally when I think it was 30 cents, and he put like 5 or 6 grand in. Like, I mean, he was such an early adopter. Now, he's sitting, I don't know how much, but he received so much of it. Like, and now, now he's got, was it 25 cents or 30 cents times, what would that be? 3? Well, just simple numbers. 3 times 5, 15,000 ETH. And I'm just like, that's just nuts, right? 15,000 ETH plus all the other coins that you would get. So the reason I'm bringing that up is you don't know world of reward, what they turn into, in the next 3 to 5 years, as they keep growing, as they keep bringing on more utility, it very much could just explode. Same thing with DeFi Dojo. DeFi Dojo is another entity that started off as like, I was there. It was called the Ninja Lounge. And I started, I'm an OG, right? And now, like, they're starting to turn into a big mammoth organization. I mean, give it up to
Go
DeFi
JBee and Arion.
Yeah, man. I remember when they took over and we started, I remember when they hit about 20, not 20, like 1,000, 1,500. Hello? And it was just really interesting because I'm sitting there watching them and I'm like, that's really cool. Like seeing them grow. And now they're peaking, I think 6,000. What are they at now? I forget. But it's a big deal. So I just sit there and said, you never know what somebody's going to turn into. Get in, see what they're doing, learn about it, and then watch it grow potentially,
Look at that. Shirt's not even buttoned all the way up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm on vacation. But I took time out. Took time out. I keep saying this just because I see the new people joining the show. Took time out in order to get back on the air, make sure our viewers are entertained, and know that Pedro and I, when I get out in May, we're going to hit this hard, lead it through the summer, and coming up in August with the Blockchain Futurist Conference in Toronto. We want that to be a big coming out party for DYOR, in which we really take this thing to the masses and crank up the viewership, and have all of you guys hitting here saying, I'm a DYOR Media OG, and I was here at the beginning before we go crypto banter nuts. And
nothing nuts.
But anyway, just as a reminder, Pedro, we only got a few minutes in the show left here. You got to get going. I got to get going too. I've got a beach I need to get back to. I know it's tough, ladies and gentlemen, but someone's got to do it. One of my commenters behind the scenes said, boy, you must have made some really good decisions when I was working in the financial markets a long time ago to be able to kick it large like that. And the answer is no, I didn't. I'm very fortunate to be able to have my parents retired into Florida, and I'm able to come stay with them. So that's how that works, and that's why I'm working hard here at Crypto because I need to. I need to bring in the monies. Pedro needs to bring in the monies. We want to make this network the best that we can to bring you guys the best information so you can do your own research.
Absolutely.
Jesus is trying to flash us. Yeah, I flashed you my vacation beer belly. Although it's tan now, it's not white. Made by Toast. Yeah, you're. Somebody like you guys from Toast have shilled us. Let's try and bring up the Toast chart again. Remember we brought that up last week, Pedro. Hopefully you still have it.
What are they on? I forget.
Is it get you guys re-give us the Toast info? And that's the FOMO network. How those guys doing?
Yeah, dude, they're doing pretty decent. They had a bit of a sell-off, and now they're starting to come back. Like, dude, this chart is, I mean, from a charting perspective, like they are killing it, dude. Like it is so healthy. Like up, down, up, down, up, down. This is the hour, right? Big push up and then come back down to retrace, right? And every time they've hit, dude, they've hit like, major, like they came back down to the 50. Boom, which shows like, okay, it's strong. Boom, shoots to the 50, but then boom, pops up. So it's like, it looks strong. I wish we had more buyer wicks on it, but it's still fairly old, or still fairly new. So you did have big static, but you do see buyer wicks. So I really like to see this little movement here on the daily, though, on the FOMO chart here. That big daily wick is pretty nice. Even if it comes, I mean, I have my retracement down to the 1 cent mark here, just simply because I'm looking forward to get in on this level here. Kind of build up my bags here at this level. But even then, I mean, dude, what they have going on within their organization and all the like fundamental stuff behind it, I just like it. I think it's for me personally, I like it as a buy, because I like them. I actually go into their Telegram and I BS with them, and I get into my own opinions, and one of the things that they're going to build is a social media platform, like legit. They've got the cash, they're already building it. They've got over 300 plus devs that are building stuff. So personally for us, like we've talked about this, right? Like really diversifying where we want to go, where we want to be able to set up our stuff. And one of the things sooner or later, as we keep growing bigger and we keep talking about real issues with real situations, probably we might be banned on, like there's a reason why Joe Rogan left,
we have Joe Rogan's problems, we're all good.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, we very much could. I mean, the reason why crypto banter has kept growing and his ability, because he doesn't touch certain issues, right? So, and he stays away from them. Well, we don't. We talk about real issues with real stuff, talking about real, social issues. And so that potentially could get us banned. And so we want to be able to look at other organizations, other places that potentially, if we do get banned, that our people can come and follow us and, and have the freedom. And so that's what actually FOMO is creating. And so my hope is that we just got to keep looking, and in case something does happen, we're prepared. Anyways, side note. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Who was I looking for? Toast. Boom. Is this it on Solana?
Gents, let us know if we got the right one.
No, this isn't it.
That would not be the right one. I'm willing to bet that it's a BNB project. Oh, no, could be base. Oh, come on, one of you degens out there has got to let us know where Toast is. Let me check to see if I got anything direct from him. Anyone?
You're about 2 years old, right?
Nope. Let's see. I got it on my phone, I think, somewhere. Chuck Jansen, if you're watching, let us know. So, come on, one of you guys. Toast and BSC says made by Toast.
Alrighty, there we go. BSC. So it's been about 2 years then.
2 years? No, that's not it. It's new.
Boom, boom. Toast. 2 years.
You click the filter button for BSC only. Oh, you're on Dex Screener. Sorry, I thought you're on Dex Tools. I gotta have this thing here somewhere.
I'm just going to Dex Tools here.
Oh yeah, how's Peaches doing there?
Oh yeah, Peaches. Good old Peaches. Ooh.
Oh, brutal.
Ouch.
Yeah, we bought near the high there.
I always want to wait, man. See, dang, man, this sucks, dude. Like that just sucks for them because it's like
They put a lot of effort into it. The guy doxed the first time on our show, and the community sold it off right afterwards.
yeah, they literally sold it off, dude. Look at that. It's just horrible.
Where is this toast? All right, go find toast so we can make a Made by Toast happy. It's only 9 days old, he says.
Boom. Alrighty, 2 years. Yeah, look.
Scroll down. There's one 8 days ago.
6 days.
No, it's on BSC. BSC. Now click the BSC filter. Toast. Oh, that's right. We looked at it on PooCoin. That's right.
Ah, yes, that's what it was. All right.
That's what it was. Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it. PooCoin. Toasty.
PooCoin. Here we go. Yeah, man, that guy, dude. That's so sad. Like it literally, Ooh.
What happened to Operation Phoenix?
For real, man.
Ooh. Is that a daily chart?
Yeah.
Now I'm underwater in Operation Phoenix now.
Alrighty. Toast.
Fuck. I knew that would happen. I knew it. People keep selling that Operation Phoenix chart. You guys can hear me bugging this. Someone's taking money out of that too fast. Don't let anything go up. Everything that goes up gets sold off. It's bad. Bad that happens. Toasty.
Toasty.
You know, Jesus, that's what I said. I said, we're going to launch on ETH. I'm like, all it's going to do is cause people to sell. And they're like, well, no, the taxes, there will be so much tax in this. I said, it doesn't matter. A lot of the people that were pre-salers, they're still up, 10x. Of course, they're going to sell.
Yep. Let's check it out. Moving up.
I'm just going to sell it. Fuck it.
Hold up, man. I mean, you're already, what are you? How far are you under?
It's below on Phoenix. I'm below my entry point now.
All right. Well, take off. The reason why I say this is reach out to the people, find out what's going on, right? Was it a mistake? Did something happen?
No. You've heard me complain about the no good buy goes unsold in Operation Phoenix. I mean, there's someone there that believes that I keep talking about this a lot. I'm going to get angry about it again. That there a lot of devs and other large holders say, I'll just sell the volume and it'll be good. There's lots of volume coming in and you can just sell into it and it's fine. Everything's great. That works in SHIB and Dog with Hat and Bitcoin and stuff like that. That doesn't work with small, thinly traded DeFi projects. What it does is it robs the projects of liquidity and a good looking chart. And you end up losing money in it because instead of it being green and everything great, what happens is the person or group that's selling the project off, like, ooh, we just got a big buy. That means we can sell. Someone buys 100, so they sell 90, and it still looks like it's going up. But instead, the chart could be going up a lot. And that is your best marketing in crypto ever, a green chart. And so they red chart it, and then it dies. It happens over and over and over again, and it pisses me off. Sorry to speak honestly, but even the guys that are Operation Phoenix who are my friends, it's how it is. It's how it is. You got to find who those investors are that are selling. Not just selling. Everybody can sell. That's not the point. It's not a hold for everything. It's just find out who they are and say, look, we need this chart to go up. Stick with us. Stop selling the volume. That's one of those false narratives.
It happens, man. What are you gonna do, right?
Jesus, I said, tell us.
Unfortunately, that's the way it rolls. So here is our friend Tucci, or sorry,
Toasty.
Toast token,
Look, that's a
Toasty.
nice chart. Look at that.
Yeah, it's actually above. Very rarely do I actually see the eight when the 8 period moving average appears. Very rarely do I see price above it. The only issue, I was like, man, I hope the market cap is high, and then I'm like, oh no, it's only 5,000. So I was
The
like, yeah,
market cap is only 5,000.
yeah, that's what it looks like here. Look, market cap 5,000.
Damn, boys, this is early. Tell us about where's Mr. Toast here? You hope you're still watching Made by Toast.
These
Tell us
nuts.
what's going on. And Shane says, Shane just comes right out and said, "These nuts." There's just no better phrase than that. I just love it. My son actually taught me that.
Really?
It's like, "These nuts." What does that mean? He's like, "Dad."
Oh, dude, you're cracking me. Oh, you're what's these nuts
Dear son, what is
in
that?
your
These nuts?
mouth,
Hold on, let me get my pipe and smell. What do you mean, these nuts?
dude? You know
Made by
what,
Toast says all-time high was about 7K. Has 7K? How about let's talk 700 million? How about let's see, let's run that number by you. Oh, you know, well, they're just gonna keep doing it. So Toast
in the
says
house.
D's nuts in the house.
D's toast.
He degened it here today. Funny.
All-time high.
All right, Toasty's doing well. It's only at $5,000. Everybody, this you don't even need financial advice for this, you know, or anything like that. There's low cap. You know,
Yeah,
just
how many old
if you've got $5 that you're gonna go buy a cup of coffee with, use it to buy their product. You'll get 2% of the supply for $5.
You got 3 holders here. I think we have the 3 people on our.
No, you click the LP
Oh, I got
holders, not the regular one.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Dude. Oh man, holders. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see those top wallets. Let's see how
77.
wrecked we're all gonna get when the price goes up.
2%, 1%.
Lots of 2% wallets.
I know
That's a lot. Those are big stakes, but it's a small token right now. But when that thing, as soon as that thing gets up to 100,000, some of those 2% wallets are going to send that back down to $7,000. That's what's going to happen there, unless Made by Toast holds them all. That's what's going to happen there.
Oh, that's good. It could be wrong. Could be wrong. You're a little jaded right now, dude. I can hear you're like, what? You're so upset, dude. Hey, so that's the way it rolls, man.
Oh, there's staking involved here. 18% stake. That's good. Hopefully, it's all those top 2%. Those 9 of those 2% wallets are all staked.
8%, dude. How are you going to keep up with an 18% tax?
No, stake.
I mean, stake. Is that APY or is
no?
that...
No. That's not. That's 18% of the supply is staked.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Oh, that's good.
Hey, Seuss, once 10K, I'm gone. Yeah, there's a lot of people. A lot of people. Certain prices hit 10K, they're gone. You will be getting rid of that used car lot that you got, and you'd be going right over the Ferrari dealer and saying, "I want the new thing."
It's well, this is what we call.
Oh, it is.
Right?
It's APC. It's not APC. It's not an armored personnel carrier.
But it's APY, 18%. Got it. I wasn't going to argue with you. But
so there's still confusion there. Whatever. It's a small project. We spent too much time talking about it. Made by Toast. Enjoy using the snippet of this video in your social media.
But here's the thing about Toast, right? Like Toast, this could be one that just I had a friend of mine who got into Shiba, and I said, what do you think Shiba was so different? He goes, dude, Shiba was nothing. When it launched, I mean, there was a lot of hype, but then like that was it. He goes, any major launch, and then they gave all their stuff to Vitalik, and Vitalik basically was like, okay, what do I do with this? You're just a meme coin, right? Like literally, and then like he gave it away saying, oh, okay. And they made that news such a big news. They made that huge because he actually responded. So to Shiba, and because here's the other part I bring up: how many tokens out there claim to be the Doge killer with Shiba, right? Like literally, Doge was supposed to be the Bitcoin killer, right? And then you had Shiba, that was the Doge killer. And then was Pepe the Shiba killer? Did they name themselves that?
Yeah,
Like
I think
so,
so.
and there were multiple coins out there called and dubbed themselves literally the X killer of whatever it is. So I put it like this: you don't know this thing. I mean, and it started off low. It was a small cap, just like this, and they just happened to get some stuff going, and boom. So you don't know what could turn. Yeah, ETH is theft. Yes and no. Look, I know people who are business guys that actually send money through ETH, right? And it's a lot cheaper to send money through ETH than through any other traditional finance, which charges you a ton of money, percentages on percentages, right? But it's a lot easier actually to send like even a USDC or USD, whatever stable coin. Anyways, we got to go. So
Got to make sure I don't flash anyone this time. Well, everybody, we had a good show for you today. I don't know when we'll be on next here. I mean, like I said, it's vacation. We'll try to come to you soon enough. Hopefully, we can get a Friday full rant in here because that's easy for us to do remotely. But anyway, everyone, thanks for joining us. We talked a lot about our sponsors today, World of Rewards. Thank you very much for participating in our show as a sponsor and partner, Bruno. We'll be hanging out in your Telegram later to talk about things, as long as Mrs. Striking doesn't capture my full attention at the pool. And also, thanks to DeFi Dojo. And of course, thanks to Jason Myers and crew over at AuditChain, getting ready to release their Pacholi.ai software validating nodes for everyone to use to keep corporate American traditional FI honest. I know I kind of wung that one. Didn't come out so good. But anyway, thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks for joining the show. We really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Later, guys. Have a good one.